Hello and welcome to this overnight taste challenge. I have 280 proof Kentucky bourbon whiskeys. This is called Old Charter, old number 8 brand. Used to be called aged 8 years, but they dropped the age statement. Now it's just aged some length of time longer than 4 years. We know it's older than 4 years, but beyond that, we don't know. Okay. It really has been made since 1874. That's the truth. It says Louisville, Kentucky on the bottle. That's where their office is, but I saw the map, Google map, of the office. It's just an office, not a distillery in Louisville. But it's bottled, it's produced, aged, and bottled by Buffalo Trace in Frankfort, Kentucky. All right. These days, Walmart got rid of these 750s, and so I got it for $8. $8. They still sell it at Walmart here, but only the big handle bottles. But why they decided to change? Here's genuine Kentucky bourbon whiskey distilled in Kentucky. That makes total sense. It's Kentucky whiskey. You would expect that it would be from Kentucky. I don't know why they thought they needed to put that on the bottle, but there's a racehorse and a jockey, a gold label with red and black. Very simple, basic. And I've been seeing Winn-Dixie Liquors Bourbon and gin and rum and vodka since I was a little kid. Now they used to be in glass bottles, but yeah, I've seen this my whole life. People buy it because it's cheap, and I guess they don't think it's terrible. Okay, I bought it because it exists. People ask me sometimes, "Why do you review that stuff?" I said, "Well, it exists." But it actually is not bad. So when you watch the solo review, you'll see I gave it a pretty good score. Okay. I don't expect it to beat Old Charter, but then it may not get trounced, It's coming from Wide World Distillers. You say, I never heard of them. Yeah, neither has anyone else. But Wide World Distillers is an alias for Buffalo Trace. All right, they don't want to put their name on it. Probably an agreement with Winn-Dixie that they would keep it separated some kind of way. Although it's funny because I bought one of these Winn-Dixie liquors, and right on the bottleneck it says Sazerac.com. We love to hear from our customers, and they give the phone number. So they weren't. Sazerac owns Buffalo Trace. They weren't trying to hide it too much. Okay. So we'll do a screen share and show you what I'm talking about. If you go on a tour at Buffalo Trace, which I've been on, and it's really fun. Gotta admit that. A lot of fun. Sorry about my nose. I was eating this chorizo and with the egg, scrambled egg, and it was pretty. And of course, I added black pepper and hot sauce, so it made it more spicier. Okay, the Old Charter is darker. Neither one of these is going to have flavoring or coloring added, so this is what you see is real. It's not Memorex, it's real. Okay, do the screen share. See if this will focus. Sometimes it has trouble doing that if it's too dark. It won't focus. Okay, I'll turn the lamps on when I come back from the screen share. Here's Old Charter, Buffalo Trace Distillery. You see this on the tour, like they might have barrels aging, say Old Charter. You might see them, they'll talk about it. You're not going to see them producing Winn-Dixie. WD Liquors. That's going to be produced after hours because a private label brand made for Winn-Dixie, now owned by Aldi since 2024. This 80 proof whiskey has a certain balance to it that's hard to beat. With a full body and complex flavors, this bourbon is easily enjoyed neat on the rocks or in your favorite cocktail. An all-around solid that any bourbon drinker can appreciate. Now, some people are going to say that's a grandpa whiskey. That's for somebody's grandpa to drink. Well, I'm old enough, grandpa, so yeah, it fits. It's been made for a lot longer than anybody's grandpa's around since 1874. Now they have a specialty, okay, tasting notes, a complex nose that shows both dry peppery notes and a rich honey sweetness. Features some tingly spice notes and mellow toffee, very long and very satisfying finish. Now I don't necessarily agree with all that. I think that's overhyped. But to be fair, I usually cannot pick up all these tasting notes that these companies are pushing. You'll notice they're showing the incorrect bottle. They're showing the aged bottle. They didn't bother to update their photo, but it is no longer saying age 8 years. Okay. Wine Enthusiast gives it an 89, B plus. Okay, B plus, fair. Now they have a specialty line that I have seen here and there, and so I did not buy it. There's the French oak. These are aged in different oak. Chinkapin oak, Mongolian oak, and Canadian oak. First of all, you're probably not going to see these, or through the, like there's a local store here, people order stuff. The manager will talk to the distributor and they'll bring in a bottle or two. Otherwise, you won't get it. And if you do see it, like I did at Total Wine and More, you might be shocked by the price, and then it might turn you off. But who knows? It might be worth it. I cannot say it's not because I've never had it. Here's WD Bourbon, $15.99 through November 3rd. That's all they say about it. The description. Only information is that you can only buy it at Winn-Dixie, which makes no sense since it's a private label brand. And a lot of grocery chains and liquor store chains have those private label brands. Okay. Which are many times suspiciously identical to well-known brands in their flavor, aroma, character, specs. Have the same specs. 80 proof, aged 3 years, sour mash. This one's not saying sour mash though. It's not even saying straight bourbon. I don't know why it wouldn't be straight bourbon, but they're not calling it that. Okay, so you say, well, that's a pretty shabby looking label. Yeah, that's about as basic as you can get. It's not something that's going to really pull you in, but they don't care. It's $15.99 for this huge bottle on the shelf, and people buy it. They buy it. I'll tell you, you go to Winn-Dixie, they got a whole rack. They got the gin, the rum, gold or silver, the tequila, gold or silver, not the brandy. They don't have a brandy. The vodka, and then the 100 proof vodka, and this bourbon, and even a scotch, which is bad. It's a wreck. That scotch is a train wreck. It's comical in a way when you try it. But, and they have a Canadian whiskey, which is also pretty bad because it's so jacked up with flavoring. I don't know what they're trying to cover up. This smells pretty rich, oaky, sweet corn, honeysuckle nectar. Same old thing, Same here, but less of it. So more pronounced, less pronounced. So I'm thinking off the jump, this is the Old Charter. Left hand, right hand is Winn-Dixie just by the blandness of it. I never said it tasted bad. I said it had a bland character. It was just kind of dull. You say, well, common sense. Now you might say to me, well, that's common sense. They're not going to pick their best stuff and put it out there in a private label and sell it for $15.99, right? They're going to take their cheapest, most low grade bourbon and do that. Well, that's right. I agree with that. But it's not bad. And in fact, if you drink it in isolation, it actually scores an A. I scored it an A. Blow me down. I am what I am. And that's all that I am. You know what I mean? But now when you put it into taste challenges, that's when things begin to break down. In isolation, fine, but you're not drinking it in isolation. You see, because people usually jump from brand to brand trying different things. So then it can't maintain its status in a relative sense. The normed scale is not so great. Okay, taste time. But when I do a review, I am doing it in isolation. You know, I'm trying to focus on the product. Of course, I do have a tendency to bring up and say, well, you know, I'm thinking about this other beer. You know, my friend David said, why you keep doing that? You know, we're not talking about the other beer. I know. I said, but I'm thinking about it, you know, in a relative, you know, because you do make comparisons, of course. Um, if you were buying cream cheese or bread or whatever product you would probably do that. Okay, this tastes fine. Nothing special. I never said Old Charter was anything really special. They claim it is on the website. I'm saying it's just kind of ordinary, and that's why it's not expensive. You could buy a handle of this for $26.99, which is $11 more than that. But then, you know, it's higher grade, extra age, not 3-year, but extra, not way extra, just a little extra. Yeah, same stuff. Oak, sweet corn, vanilla, honeysuckle nectar, medium body, sort of long finish though. Kind of drags out a little bit. This one does it more though, I think. Yeah, a little more. So this one has more character, more development. And I think it's the Old Charter, and I think it wins. It is the Old Charter, and it does win. That puts me at 9 wins, 1 loss. I did screw up once. 9 wins, 1 loss. Let's check Walmart, see what they got Old Charter going for. Because I paid 8, which is, well, it was a closeout sale. But hey, I ran across it. Hey. And I'm going to keep doing that. Checking out. I go by their liquor section sometimes and just scan it. Usually there's nothing there on sale. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there, just not on that closeout. But every 10th time, boom, $41.98. The price has skyrocketed for a handle. $41.98. I would never dream of paying $41.98. Not in my wildest dreams. I don't know what's up with that. What's up? Ingredients, grain, that makes sense. And water and yeast. Let's check Total Wine and More, because I think Winn-Dixie went off their head, out of their minds. It went mad. Old Charter. 20, yeah, see? This is not even close. $28.99. Now that's more. It's a little bit more than I was thinking. I was thinking $28.99 is well within range of reasonable. So I don't know what what game they're trying to play, but I would never dream of it. So don't do it. Don't pay $41.99 for a handle of this. Don't do it. You can get it at Total Wine and More, this one, in the same size jug bottle as that, $28.99. Is it worth the extra money, the extra $13? I'm saying no, it is not. It's better. I'll give it that. It's a better product. Better product, tastes better. But is it $13 better? Might be $3 better. It's up to you. It's your money. You want to pay $13 more to get $3 improvement? Go ahead. But as you can see, that's a $10 deficit, and you're not gaining much. So this might be the worst bourbon on the market, but it's not bad. It's actually good. So the worst bourbon on the market is enjoyable. I watch these videos where the people tell me, it's a drain pour. I'm going to dump it down the sink. I'm thinking, really? This bourbon is a drain pour? Are you talking about a bourbon or some cheap beer that you bought? You know, I'm like thinking, I don't know what you're talking about. Then they want to be all dramatic, like they gag and, you know, oh. It's like, nah, that bourbon's not like that. It's a little bland, but come on, man. All right, that's it. I'm going to turn on the news. Thanks for watching. Another victory and see y'all soon. Bye-bye.